Good afternoon, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Austin, what are you wearing, brother?
I got me a Terminator X kit.
Woo, boys. It's about, did I interrupt you?
No, I was gonna say, no mind.
Not as excited as me. Gentlemen, the Terminator X is here for the Cateye, and I could not be more excited. So we're a little bit ahead of you guys here. We have already pulled the harness out of the Cateye to make room for the Terminator, and this we couldn't wait to unbox it. We had to open it up and look at it. But we've got our complete engine management system here from Holley, which is, this is a Terminator X Max with the drive-by-wire throttle body, because we have to have that, and obviously drive-by-wire throttle body here on the Cateye. This is going to run the engine solely, and everything else is kind of a question mark. It runs engine and transmission, but no one can really give us a definitive answer if everything else in the interior will still work.
We shall find out.
So
right now, what we're trying to figure out, you know, the smart thing to do is watch YouTube videos and then come down here and just do an install for y'all. But no, we didn't do that. So we're actually going to read the instructions and try to figure out. Right now, we're looking for the starter harness. That's why I'm kind of wearing this one, to poke through all these wires. So I'm going to read through the instructions real quick, and then I'll update y'all on what to do with the starter harness.
Oh, and let me show you guys something for good old skid mark that came in with the Terminator from Holley. Yeah, that's right, boys. Not the throttle body. The throttle body's a boot gang online one. But let's move that turbo out of the way. Don't mind the turbo. Holley Sniper intake for skid mark. We wanted to do a metal intake with the turbo and not run plastic. This is the 102 mil, so we had to get the 102 mil throttle body. Came with our fuel rails, because you know we're talking about doing the whole new fuel system. It's beautiful. But today is not about skid mark. It is 100% about the Cateye. In the next videos, the whole couple weeks of videos are about the Cateye. The skid mark, even though parts will be coming in for them, we're not working on them. It's all about the Cateye. So we'll get picking up the camera once we figure out a little bit more about the harness. Alrighty, boys, there is what we were taking out. This is the entire engine management harness. Runs your trans, your engine. That's really it. This is what it takes to run your engine and trans. Is this. And somewhere in here was the problem. And I'm here to tell you guys, while we were pulling it out, we were looking for stuff that was damaged or not hooked up. Everything was hooked up. We still do not have an answer as to why we had the problems we did. Like, I thought for sure while we were ripping it out we would find the answer. No. So, oh well, it is what it is. The harness is out now. Now it's time to go back in with the Holley. Where's the plate? So, Austin's popping fuses back in because he lost a bet, basically.
I had a brain fart.
But look in here, the wiring, there's no wiring. It looks like there's wiring, but there's not. That's your power, ground. I mean, yeah, there's no engine wiring at all. So let me show you guys a little in-depth back here of the harness. So the harness that Holley sends is beautiful. So you see it's got the nice nylon coating here. Everything is labeled. Yes. Throttle position sensor. It's, what's that one? Connect the cylinder head only. So it even labels your grounds. It's beautiful. They've done great. There's, you know, our computer text X-Mac I showed you at the beginning. So we're gonna do a little bit more tonight and then start fresh in the morning. Austin's still working on his new dealership, so Chris and I are gonna come down here and start hooking stuff up tomorrow. And really, hooking stuff up is gonna go, I feel it's gonna go pretty easy. The one thing that I have no idea on how it works, we still don't understand the starter situation. That's something we'll have to figure out as we go. But either way, we'll start plugging stuff up here in just a minute. Alrighty guys, so it's another day and we've got a lot of things figured out on the harness. We have got our fuel pump deal figured out on how to run our power to the fuel pump. We're going to try to find the wire up top here that sends the power back there to the fuel pump. So what we got going on here, this is a constant power, correct?
Yep, going to
so constant power. This one is what actually runs the fuel pump.
Yep.
And then that little one over here is what you wire into something that has power when the ignition is on, so it tells the fuel pump to turn on. But it also has to have power while it's cranking, which makes sense because you're trying to start the motor, you don't want the fuel pump turn off. So that's what we got to find there. And this one is a auxiliary switch. We're not going to use it in this application. Now, the next thing, the plug for the alternator is on order. We got that. The injector harness deal, we are going to use injector adapters, the adapters that will go from the harness to these injectors, and that'll solve this injector problem. And that will pretty much get us there to getting the hopeful first start here on the Cateye. So Chris and I are going to track wires, figure out our fuel pump. Right now things are just kind of loosely run up in here, which just still looks great. It's way less wires. Definitely gonna have a lot of cleaning up to do once we get this done. And these wires right here, I'm gonna have to try to find a loom to put them in to run them across the back and over to the fuse panel and battery here. So definitely gonna be some going back once we get this thing started. I don't want to tie everything up just yet, because if there's an issue, I don't want to be going through cutting a bunch of ties out, pulling everything back out. I've got everything just laying in here for now until we know everything is hooked up and run the right way. So I think that's going to be kind of the smart way to do this, so we're not making extra work for ourselves in the future. So let's go keep on moving.